Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friends, hope that you are in good health. Once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, my friends, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we talk about here on the Common Sense channel. So, once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. Today, I want to talk to you about why I think we should have an independent, a progressive, and a leftist candidate for this primary 2026 and then for 2028 presidential election. And I've already made the case, but I will continue to do so because I think the Democrat and the Republican are the same. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I think so. Because if we do make that mistake of electing the Democrat into both houses, which I think they're not going to get to, if we do make that mistake, they are not going to do anything different. It's going to be the same thing as usual. And don't be fooled. If any of you watched the State of the Union last night, you saw with your own eyes what they were doing yesterday. If you ask me, I tell you, that was all a show. And from now on, I'll call it the State of the Union. That's what it should be called. Because it's a big party for them. You know, it's a big show. They put up the show every year. And then in that show, they just talk about their policies, what they've done since they've been in the first year. Whoever the president is, that's all they do, you know? So it has nothing to do with you. They bring in these people that are already staged. They masquerade them around. They clap, clap, clap for them. They stand up as if they're decent people. They care about you and your family. They don't talk about you. I'm saying this, my friends, as an independent. That's all I see. All you need to do is just open your eyes and you see what they're doing. It's the State of the Union, not the State of the Union. You understand? And then if you watch Trump yesterday, when he was talking, he wasn't the same Trump that I know. I went back and looked at his previous State of the Union or State of their Union. It wasn't as the same as the ones before. I think he was tired, maybe disappointed, or maybe just frustrated, I think. And one thing Mr. Trump needs to know, there are a lot of competitors in there when in that State of their union or your union. There are a lot of enemies and there are a lot of competitors in there. Stop telling them to clap for you. Stop telling them to stand up for you. Some of these people don't like you in your own state of your union or the union or their union. So stop talking like that. Saying they won't even stand up and clap. They don't have to because they don't like you. You understand? But when I look at that, all I see are just people, a bunch of babies. People putting up a show. That's all they're doing. They're putting up a show. Because in their mind, in their heads, they are thinking that they are going to take over. They are thinking in their heads that we're just waiting for the election so we can prove that you will be out. And that's why I'm doing this video. The American people must never allow the Democrats to take over. They haven't done any single thing that's going to guarantee them that they deserve both houses. And we should put grassroots candidates in there. If we can come up with a name, a coalition of MAGA candidates, a coalition of progressive candidates, a coalition of leftist candidates, and don't allow them put up that one magic wand on you that leftists are evil people, that progressive are evil people, that MAGA are evil people. Don't let them put that a narrative out there, because I know the media is spewing that stuff for them. They're bringing out these bogus polls out there saying the Democrat or the polls are showing that Trump is. Who cares? Who cares where Trump is? Whatever Trump is, whatever his numbers is today, is his own doing. Had Trump stayed focused on making America great, as he said, his number won't be dismal, but he's not representing the interests of America right now. So the only reason why I went and sat down on my butt and watched that State of the Union was to see how Trump would be electrified when he talks of Iran. But what I saw last night from Trump, I don't think Trump is going to war with Iran. I think Trump is doing the deep thinking. I think he's considering. And for me, I don't have a problem with it, Trump, because I'm a man of peace. And I know you are a man of peace, Trump. You know what you did doing your first term when you crossed over North Korea, the DMZ, to talk to the North Korean they like to say dictator, just call him president. You understand? You remember when you did that? Do that this time. Change the course. Don't listen to these warmongers. And for those of you who are thinking the Democrats are going to be any different from the Republican, that's a big club in there. You saw them yesterday, all that stuff that Trump was talking. He was even telling them, why don't you stand up and clap? They didn't clap. The moment he mentioned Iran, and then he was going to do what he says he would do again, right? Me, in my view, Trump has already obliterated Iran's nuclear program. That's what I know, because he said it himself. So I don't know what he's gonna go do again. But anyway, you saw them yesterday. They were clapping. That's the only thing they stood up for. They didn't stand up for the American people. They didn't stand up for the policies that he said he's doing for the American people. They didn't stand up for closed border or / aka open border. They didn't stand up for that. But they stood up when they talk about war. Because Iran is like a fat cow. And they've been trying to milk that cow. For a long time, the cow is getting fatter. The cow is so fat that the milk is coming from the ear, from all over the body of the cow. And they're trying to grab that cow and just milk it. All of them. That would be the Democrat and the Republicans are trying to milk it. But it's hard to milk. And the people that own the cow are not allowing the cow to be milked. So let me tell you, voting the Democrat in this coming primary, it's gonna give you the same policy as far as war is concerned. It's gonna give you do nothing Congress and your children. It's gonna screw the economy too. So when you go, even if you don't like this country, for those of you that don't like this country, you don't have to like Trump. You don't have to like him. But if you love this country and you love your children, even if you don't love yourself, but you love your children, I'm kindly pleading with you, don't vote for the Democrat. Here's what we need to do. We need to vote independent candidates. When I say independent candidates, I'm talking about grassroots. Look in your community, in your neighborhood. If you have to combine your neighborhood, network with other neighbors, other constituencies in your state, find a candidate. That candidate should not be recruited by the Republican or the Democrat. You got to screen that person, make sure they have no affiliation with any of those two, and then support that candidate. And it should be someone who is grassroots. If Mega wanna collaborate with progressive, aka leftist, do so, MAGA, within your state. And make sure all those establishment Democrats, all those establishment Republicans, send all of them home. Whether they work at McDonald's or they go work for one of their lobbyists, that's the business. But let them go home and put in people that are willing, my friends, again, to work for your family, willing to work for your schools, to work for your communities, willing to work for your neighbors, willing to work for the general well-being of this country. This is for those people who are patriotic and love America. Because Donald Trump, we thought Donald Trump was different. Most people thought Donald Trump was different. But they know Donald Trump was also part of the cabal. He was just pretending that he was independent, that he was different. And let me tell you, Donald Trump also knows this. And that's why I want anyone who's an independent, a leftist, or a progressive, or a MAGA, run as who you are. Because let's say, for example, you don't accept who you are, and then you run as a Democrat, but you are a progressive leftist. Let me tell you, because of who you are, the Democrats are not going to embellish you. They are not going to encourage you. You understand? They are not going to support you. Why? Because you're not part of the cabal. You're not part of the policies planning. You have to be sipped into it for them to support you. So the best you can do is to run as whatever it is you're running as, and make the case to the American people. You see, Bernie Sanders, when Bernie Sanders first ran, I was all in for Bernie Sanders. I wanted to support Bernie Sanders because I was listening to what he was saying, and it made more sense to me. You understand? Bernie Sanders has always been that person. You understand? Consistent. Sometimes a little bit off, but it's been consistent. So I like that. But when they did that 360-degree on Bernie Sanders with Hillary, that was the turning point for me. Now I didn't know much about Donald Trump. So I said, okay, fine. I've seen this guy on The Apprentice. I've heard things about him. I know his building because I lived in New York. So I said, why not? I see his architectural design and work. So I'm going to give him a chance. That's how I switched from Bernie Sanders to Trump. You understand? And voted for him. But had Bernie Sanders ran, if they had not played a trick on Mr. Sanders, I would have voted for Bernie Sanders without a regret. Because that's the candidate we need right now. We need someone that's not part of their thing, that's not entrenched in what they're doing, that's willing to work for the American people. That's what we need right now. And I'm appealing to anyone out there who is a MAGA, who is a leftist, who is a progressive. Run. America is a progressive country. Let me tell you how. Remember I know the Native Americans were here. They were the indigenous people of this land, the aborigine of this land. You can't take that from them. But the first sets of Europeans that set foot on this land, they had nothing. They only came in whatever they had, maybe some seeds. They had sheep, goat, cows, pigs, just few things just to come in and settle and, develop, But they didn't have the luxury things that we have today. So they had to use what they had and then engage the community, engage the environment to be able to sustain themselves, to create this great country. And ever since, that's the spirit of this country. America never wait for someone to do something. They step up and do it. And they don't, most of the things that are happening in this country are done by individual people. You know, there are schools in this country that get donation from individual people. Natural disasters happen in this country. You see individual people step up to help one another. That's the spirit from way back in the inception of this country. So, step up, progressive Americans, and take back this country. I know the Democrat, again, they are sitting there in their heads, they're thinking, we're just waiting for election. The American people are going to reward us for doing nothing for them. And I will say this, in the State of the Union, anyone that behaves like a 5 years old should be fined $10,000. That should be the new decorum in that place. Why? Because our children, some of them are elementary school students, kindergartners. Some of them are in the first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade. In the classroom, they don't behave like that. When the teacher is talking, they listen. They raise their hands up before they say something. They don't just be yelling, making some funny noises. So there should be new rules in the State of their union that anyone behave like that. Usually it's the Democrat that does that. And they do that just to put up a show. They're not tough. They're not fighting for you. They're not doing anything for you. I've seen this show. I've seen this movie before. So it's not like all that fight they're doing, they're going to change anything. You understand? They're just doing that because this is a primary year and they're trying to gain your vote. But let me tell you, all of them in that Congress, especially those ones that stood up, go back, progressive Americans. Go back, MAGA Americans. Go back, independent Americans. And go back, leftist / aka progressive. I want to attach the two. Go back and watch that State of their Union. And play all those Democrats that stood up and clap for war with Iran. Write their name down. Research them. Vote them out. Vote them out just like that. Because these individuals are the troublemaker. They are the warmongers. And Trump knows them. If Trump should pass anything in that Congress as far as war is concerned, you understand? Those individuals will support. You understand? I thought yesterday Trump was going to officially declare war with Iran, but he didn't do that. And I don't think Trump is going to war. I'm telling you. Trump is not stupid. Mr. Trump is not stupid. And whoever is nudging him, whoever is pushing him is the enemy of humanity. Whoever is pushing him to war is the enemy of humanity. That's Lucifer. I don't believe Satan exists. I believe human beings exist. And human beings have characteristics of the Satan they wrote in that book. The deceiver, the conniver, the killer, the thief that come at night to steal when you're asleep. The backbiters, the one that stab you in the back, pretending to be your friend, but your enemy. That's Satan and his human beings. And whoever is pushing you, Trump, that's your enemy too. It's your competitor too. That competitor is evil. Don't want you to succeed. Go back. I know you're tired. I saw you last night, Trump. You were tired. I've watched your previous State of the Union. And you're fiery. You come out hitting all the points. Yesterday wasn't you. I hope you're contemplating on America. That's what a lot of people voted for. But if you're not willing to go back and change, you can roll back some of those things. Sometimes, as you call it, peace through strength, right? So you can make all these heavy statements, you can roll them back. Don't mean you're weak. It don't mean America is weak. Right now, America doesn't have a lot of leverage around the world, and that's true. Yeah. People will listen to China, people will listen to Russia around the globe now, more so than they'll listen to America. Because people are not afraid of America anymore. As far as brute force is concerned, whenever you say we'll do whatever we want to do, what can you do about it? You know, people start looking at you funny because people have always seen America as the light on the hill, you know. But you are changing all that. And that's why in previous video I said that you are actually ushering in the new world order. And if Americans wants to get this country back, wants to get this country reputation back, I feel sorry for whoever is going to be the next president, because they're going to have to work on all of the things, all of those relationships that you've fractured out there. The world right now, what makes the world so dangerous, Mr. Trump, is technology, AI. It's not like before. You can't threaten people with ships and planes. It's a different time. So if you're ever going to do something, you got to think, be strategic about it. Plan right. And I know you're planning right from your speech last night. And I hope Trump, whoever is talking to you, I hope they continue to talk positive talks to you. Don't listen to those warmongers Democrats. Don't listen to those warmongers Republicans. Those people, they don't understand the implications of what could happen should America go to war with Iran. Yes, people are going to die. And that's the saddest news. But at the same time, it's going to fracture a lot more than you think. Understand? And this country has to be strategic in whatever it is that we're doing. You know, we can't afford to have $60 trillion in debt. You know, that can change the living condition for every American just like that. You understand? So we don't want that. Me, all I'm thinking about is money. I don't want to keep paying taxes. I want to pay taxes, but I want to pay taxes that goes to real good things, not for war. Anyone out there that want to fight the war like Israel, they are always out there. They're rich. They have a lot of billionaires in the world anyway. Those billionaires can hire armies wherever they want to hire them. Enough for them to go fight in Iran. They don't need to hire Americans. Want these boys to stand by in case the big fish come after America. We would be ready to fight the big fish. But just leave Iran alone. One thing you could do is, just like how you cross over Mr. Trump, I'm talking to Mr. Trump because I know Trump listen. Trump wants to do the right thing. And I know he will do the right thing. If Trump were to go to war, he would have announced that yesterday. He would have declared that. But I don't think he's going. I listened to that speech last night. It wasn't as strong as in the past. It wasn't forceful. So I think there is peace. All those warmongers, you will be surprised when Trump makes the right decision, which is make America great again. That's it. Make America great again. And please, my progressive, aka leftist people out there, my MAGA, my independents, let's come up with a coalition. And I say Bernie Sanders again. He don't have to run, but he can be a formidable force in making sure that this coalition work for the American people. You understand? For America. That's it. All of the videos I'm doing is about that. Because I know if America go down, I go down. That's the truth. And I don't want to go down. I have a lot of investment in this thing. You understand? I'm already in the pile of the $31 trillion. I'm there. So if anything happens to this country, it messed me up. Isn't that common sense? So we don't want America to fall. And I don't think America is going to fall. But America's standings in the world has diminished. That's the truth. I mean, there are one or two countries out there that are hanging on thread with America. They are, but they're hypocrites. You know, we know them. We know who they are. They are hypocrites. They will stab you in your back. And Trump, you got to be careful of those countries. You understand? So just listen to the voice of reason. Let the Ayatollah do what he wants to do. If Israel think they can battle, then let them go. They got money, man. That dude is talking about how powerful his army is. Let them go fight. You know, don't go fight the battle for them. And whatever he has on you, we don't care. I'm telling you now, we don't care. We already know. Understand? They say you were in the Epstein files. But if the Democrat truly know that information, why don't they bring it out? Understand? That if you truly are opposition party and you got something on your opponent, why don't you release it? You don't need the Justice Department to do that. They brief all of you on these things. Slip that thing out, Democrat. Since they don't want to release it, you release it. But you know there's nothing on him. I'm challenging you, Democrat. If you think you have something on Trump, don't wait for the Justice Department to redact some of these things. Just release them. You know, that's the best way to defeat your opponent. You understand? Are you waiting for the primary season? Is that what you're waiting for? Is that what you're waiting for, Democrat? So you think if you bring that one out there, American people are going to go for it? Yes, we're mad because those are victims. Those are real human beings. But we're not going to forget you. My thing is, please, Americans, let's vote these people out. Let's vote for grassroots candidates, the ones that you recruit, that you know. Facilitate them. Put the name on the ballot and vote these people out. They don't mean good for your family. You understand? I'm an independent. I'm sick and tired of the games. Yesterday, State of the Union was all about the game. I saw Charlie Kirk's wife. She almost cried. She's like one of those people that every little thing she want to cry. I don't know if her tears are real or fake. I don't know. But she always crying. And then Trump was like, you saw them turn around and clapping for her. Like, why? Why? But anyway, that's the game. Understand? They got to bring these people out there because they think these people command huge crowd. It's a game. And if by now you don't understand that game, you are leaving a future for your children that's not promised. So please, I'm advocating today. Don't join the Democrat Party if you're progressive and you want to run. Just run as progressive. If you're leftist, if you don't want to show, approach yourself, if you don't want to show yourself that you're leftist, run as a progressive. Yeah. If you're independent, run as an independent. If you're MAGA, run as a MAGA. Facilitate, let it be grassroots. Go to the community and tell them, look, we want to change this situation we're in. Statewide, because this is always going to be state. The primary space is a state-wide election. Vote these people out. Don't let it be easy for them, especially the Democrat and the established Democrat and Republican. Send all of the old people home. Come out fresh ideas. Vet them real good. Make sure that they have no connection to established Democrat. Make sure that they have no connection to established Republican Party. Because even if you should say, align yourself with the two-party system, they're not going to embrace you. Bernie Sanders was an example. And even Trump himself. Remember the first term when Trump ran? Even when he became president, they still wouldn't embrace him. They were doing everything legislatively and presidentially to malign and side him. Did the same thing to Bernie Sanders because they just wanted to be two-party system. And that's why we need to break that and give them some competition. So that way they have someone competing, both so that they have to compete with that third person. See the guy in New York? He was running as a socialist person. Turned out to be a Democrat. The same old same. So let us not incentivize these people because their policies are stink. They don't have no plan. They don't have nothing. Future for your children, your family, your neighbors, your community, and this country. They have no plan. You understand? So you got to filter them out. Go back into the record. Any of them. Whatever state they're from, look in your state, look at the record. If the record does not match your reality, don't vote for them. You understand? Because they are slowly milking the cow. And the cow is almost dry. And whatever they're going to leave for you of that cow, it's not going to be enough for you and your family. You understand? The Republicans talk about family values, but they don't practice. They don't have no policies in place to support family values. Imagine you get married in this country. It's almost like punishment when you get married in this country. You wait. The only time you know that marriage in this country is actually against you is when it's time to file that tax. If you add both of you and your wife income. The only time you even get some money is when you have children. They make it so hard that you don't get nothing. And I think if they really care about family, they want to promote marriage in this country, they should incentivize couples when they are married. So at least they know that I'll go through this entire year. By the end of the year, I'm going to get something. They should incentivize couple. Being married should be a privilege so that you can get all the necessary help you need to continue in that marriage. You understand? So that way young people can say, well, maybe I can get married. You understand? But when you get married in this country, something happens to you. That's when you know if you're a man. They'll level that. If you're not paying alimony, you're paying child support. You understand? Or you have to share. It needs to do something to encourage people to get married. And it should be financial. Because marriage is financial, if you don't know. It has a lot, everything to do with money. And it has a lot to do with money than the relationship itself. So whatever, if you're gonna make family great again, that should be one thing you do to incentivize marriage. And I think on a new thinking from a candidate who's an independent or a candidate who is a progressive, aka leftist, or an independent candidate can come up with ideas. But these two, they are not going to change anything. And that's the truth. Understand? I'm disgusted with the two of them. They play all that games on you. So if you're any of these candidates, please run as who you are. Don't align yourself with any of them. Trump did that. It was a mistake the first time. Bernie Sanders did that. It was a mistake. Even this guy that ran in Madani in New York, you saw how they dace him. They won't even endorse him. Is that what you want to go through? Why don't you, or three of you, or four of you, form a coalition and counteract these people? They got money. I'm not going to lie to you. But the money don't vote. It's the people. Ask that lady that ran the first time. She had $2 point something billion. They eat all her money. She had all these people coming around. Oh, yeah, we'll support you, this and that. Phew. She paid them money. Guess what? When it's time to stay home, when it came time to vote, they stay home. You understand? That's what you need to do. Money, you get all the money, and that's why we need Trump to fix the broken election system. If he fix that, right? Come November, you see a lot of these people that have been winning congressional seat over and over, they won't be able to do it. So even if they were cheating in a state, they won't be able to do it now. And I hope that this election, the federal government is on top of it. That way we can vote for whoever. I'll probably write my name on a ballot. I just write my name there because I'm not going to vote for none of them. Just going to write my name on it. Understand? That's what all of y'all need to do. If you can't find a candidate, just write your name on it. If they don't have a vote, they don't have a vote. That's how you need to treat them. Send a message to them. So that way they start to take your issue serious. They start to take those things that are important to you serious. But until then, you're rewarding them to keep milking that cow. You understand? That's just my own 2 cents on this whole situation. I'm a common sense guy, and I'm an independent. That's how I see the world. You know, they say fool me once, but not fool me twice. See, you can fool someone one time, but the second time, if they fool you, you're a damn fool, and you don't want to be called that. So think twice, make positive decision. If you don't love yourself, you don't love this country, but do it for your children. Please do it for your children because it's their future we're talking about. Some of us are coming of age now, but we still have children that we have to protect. We don't want them to be subject to chronic debt. We don't want them to be subject to low living condition due to high debt. Because that's what it's going to do. It's going to lower your living standard. If you have a chronic debt, you know that in your own personal life. If you're so much in debt, you can't loan nothing. No one can loan to you. You see? So that's the same thing for a country. And these two parties, they are going to run this country to the ground. They now have no intention to solve the debt crisis in this country. They have no intention to help the future generation of this country as far as debt is concerned. Their main concern is them and their continuous war and quest for power and greed. Just know that. All that stuff they were doing yesterday in the State of the Union, right? Or State of their Union was all a big show. To show that's how they show they're fighting for you. Acting rude, acting out of order. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you who was behaving there rude. You know? If you want to behave rude to Trump, why don't you do it when no one is watching? Or you can call a press conference. You don't need to do it when the whole country is watching. Just call a press conference and be rude. Just go off on him. That's all you need to do. But don't do it when the whole country is watching. We don't want to see you in your disorder. And I think these people ought to be fined $10,000 whenever they behave like that. We're not running a democracy. America is not a democracy. Some of your rights are not even in place. So you can't be there, oh my right. What are you talking? I live here too. I see, I'm alive. I see what's happening. So you can't tell me anything because I see what's happening. If you're living in illusion, that's up to you. Or if you're living in a matrix, that's up to you. But not everyone is living in a matrix. Some of us can see it and we know it and we smell it, like yesterday in the State of the Union. Keep putting up the show, Democrat. And you think that they're going to reward you in November. You're going to be in for a big surprise. And all these CNN, MSNBC establishment how they call them, media. Keep putting up your fake poll. You still haven't learned from these polls. They're not accurate. They're misleading. They're misleading to your surprise. They are. Yeah, they don't poll everyone. They didn't poll me. Imagine if they poll everyone in this country, you'll be surprised too. But we need to get you out. You, the establishment media, the establishment Democrat, and the establishment Republican, all of y'all needs to go. We need to replace the establishment media with social media, the people that are out there fighting every day, talking about issues of everyday American, ordinary American. You understand? That's who needs to replace establishment media, because they lie too. Anyway, I don't want my video to be too long. I want to acknowledge my new subscriber today. I think it was yesterday. My friends, on the Common Sense channel, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss, my friends. These are the things we discuss here on the Common Sense channel. So welcome to the Common Sense channel. I welcome you and your family. So again, I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. I want to thank those that continue to be subscribed on my channel. And most importantly, I hope that you are doing great. Hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, my friend, as I've always say, the greatest thing that could ever happen to anyone is not the day you were born, not the day you had your first car, your first child, the day you became a lawyer, doctor, whatever it is that you're doing, my friends, in this life. The greatest thing, my friends, that could ever happen to you is the day you discover yourself. Because from that day on, everything, my friends, will start to make sense to you, including understanding the Democrat and the Republicans. They are the same. They, my friends, are the same. There is no day or light between the two of them. So when this coming primary election, we need to start to work on electing grassroots candidates that are MAGA, that are progressive leftist, or progressive aka leftist, or independent candidate with the independent mindset, a mindset of making this country great and better for our future and for the future of our children and the generation to come. Again, I want to thank everyone. I hope that you are safe and in good health. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you.